How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about ChargePoint. You guys know how much I love this company. I like this stock. I believe in the long-term prospects. And due to the fact that the market has been super volatile, I want to make sure you guys are prepared and you have the right strategy going in. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. And as far as what is the best case scenario and as well as the worst case scenario. But the best part about it is, since the market has been volatile as of late, I'm going to be letting you guys know the dip buying strategy. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. This is key because we want to know what is the market sentiment overall for ChargePoint. Is it negative or is it positive? And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. Are institutions loading up on shares? This is very key to know because it does have an impact on the stock price. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details that I want to share with you. So let's get to it right now. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for ChargePoint. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $20.68, being down 5.44%. On the low, it tested $20.64, and then on the high, testing $21.84. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 14.028 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 14.04 million shares. So right about average there. And now when we take a look at our chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 40.57. So it is in the oversold territory. We can see it has quite the bearish pattern on the chart as well. And even when we take a look at all of our moving averages here, it is below all of them, which is the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So in order for ChargePoint to start looking bullish again, of course, it needs to come back here and reclaim the 21-day EMA right there at $22.22. It did test $21.84 on the day, but it did end up seeing some resistance and selling off just like many other stocks on the Friday. But one thing you could clearly see here, we are sitting on support right here at this $20 level. It is obvious. We've seen this in the past, also back in March. We've also seen this back in April, and we also seen this back in May. But you could also see there were some opportunities where it did pull back, and there's a good chance it could pull back even further, and it's part of the reasons why I'm doing this video for you guys. I feel adding to your ChargePoint position when it is under 20 bucks is not a bad idea whatsoever. Keep in mind, they did an offering not too long ago, and this was set like around $23. So you're going to be actually getting it at a better deal than many institutions who are currently inside of this play. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for ChargePoint. So let's scroll down on the page. Short shares availability is at 2 million, updated 17 minutes ago. And then for the short ball free rate, it is at 0.95%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 8th, it was at 64.07. The close for the 9th being at 56.37, and then the close for Friday that just passed is at 67.51. That is crazy. So what that tells us is there's a lot of negative market sentiment for ChargePoint stock. So we're going to continue to see a lot of volatility inside of this play. And it's of no surprise because we did have some strong sell-offs on the Friday. And due to the fact, as far as the market direction is concerned, if a company is not profitable, there's going to be a lot of negative sentiment around it. And of course, there's many growth stocks that fit in this category. And of course, ChargePoint is going to be affected by this. So it'll be very interesting to see, especially with catalysts coming up in regards to the infrastructure plan, how things are going to look like for Monday and as well as for the rest of the week. So let's continue to keep an eye on it. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for ChargePoint. So we can see here on the inflow is at 39.31, and then on the outflow is at 44.33. On the large, as far as for the inflow side, it was 0. On the medium, it was 17.69, and then on the small, it was 21.69. 0.62. Now, on the outflow side, on the large, we had 0.97, and then on the medium, we had 22.33, and then on the small, we had 21.03. Ended up having an outflow day. But what we can see here, retail investors were definitely loading up because we do have a surplus on the inflow side. Now, when we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for the Friday, September the 10th, ended up being an outflow day because we could see 966.01, and we saw that from the large scale. And the last inflow day that we had with institutions loading up was back on September the 3rd, where it was 880.33. So taking a look at this overall price action, and due to the fact that ChargePoint did pull back quite a bit on the Friday, I'm still remaining bullish because when I look at this play, this is a long-term play for me, and many of you know this already. And if it does decide to pull back even further, you know I'll be loading up on shares when it's under $20. I'll talk further more about that, so let's jump into the final thoughts, and we're going to go over some details that I feel that you really need to know. So for my final thoughts for ChargePoint, I said it before and I'm going to say it again. I'm still bullish when it comes to this play for the long term. When we went on Fintel taking a look at the short interest information, there is a high amount of short interest in this play because when we see in the short volume ratio, it is well over 65%. So what this tells us as far as for the overall market sentiment, it is fairly negative. So shorts in this player saying, you know what, there's a lot more downside when it comes to this stock. And you know what, I really don't mind that because it gives me the opportunity to actually load up some more shares at a better price. So let it pull back for all that it wants. Anyone that wants to come off of a short-term play when it comes to ChargePoint, make sure that you have the right strategy in place, especially when it does decide to dip and when you want to actually go in and take some profits. As far as how things are looking for the rest of this month, there's going to be volatility ahead. We also are going to be getting an update from the Fed near the ending of the month. So that is also something to keep in mind, and it's part of the reasons why I want you to keep this on your watch list, especially if you've done your homework and you've done your due diligence. Another reason why I am bullish on this play, let's be honest here. EVs are going to be a big part of the future as far as things moving forward. We already know how ambitious Joe Biden is when it comes to the infrastructure plan. And with that said, let me show you guys a quick article that came up on CNBC so you guys can have a good idea of how ambitious he actually is. US Democrats propose dramatic expansion of EV tax credits that favors the big three. US Democratic lawmakers on Friday proposed an expansion of tax credits for electric vehicles. The tax credit for up to $12,500 per vehicle for US-made, union-made, zero-emission models compares with a $7,500 incentive for most other electric cars, an amount that has not changed. It is a key part of President Joe Biden's goal to ensure EVs comprise at least 50% of U.S. vehicle sales by 2030 and boost U.S. union jobs. So taking this into consideration, this is quite an outlook. And who does it benefit the most? We have to look at charging stations here. There's going to be a lot of electric vehicles on the road, and these vehicles need to be charged. And we already know ChargePoint is one of the big leaders when it comes to this overall space, and they're continuing to expand. So this is part of the reasons why when I take a look at the current price, and especially if we take into consideration recent analyst price upgrades and targets, we've heard about ChargePoint being at $40 a share 1 year from now, and we've also heard some price targets being at around 26, being at 28. I'll put up something here somewhere in the video, and you know what, a matter of fact, I'm going to put up the price target, which I think is around $34 on average, taking all of them into consideration. So there is a lot of upside for ChargePoint, and it's part of the reasons why I wanted to make sure I gave you guys an update video. So if you've done your homework and you've done your due diligence, you should be able to feel confident when it comes to this play. And if it does decide to pull back, you won't be panicking because you already know what the long-term prospects actually look like. So with all of that said, I hope you found this video helpful, and we'll be talking real soon.